You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button.
Look, we got one football. That hasn't changed. So, we'll figure it out as it goes. But my guess is that, it always ends up coming back to the guys with the most experience end up kind of rising to the top and taking it over.
That was Brian Kelly when he met with reporters earlier this week. And he was talking about having 8 scholarship running backs and how do you keep that many mouths fed. Wanted to talk to one of the greatest to ever wear the purple and gold, the MVP, of course, of the 2003 SEC Championship game and the National Championship game against Oklahoma, All-American that year in 2003, and a guy who spent 4 years toting the mail at LSU. Our buddy Justin Vincent joins us to talk about it. JV, appreciate the time as always, man. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing really well. When you hear that, right, eight scholarship running backs, what's the immediate thought? Good thing, bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, but it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing because that's a lot of mouths to feed, and a lot of people want to tote the mail, and there can only be really 2 guys, maybe a third, if possible. But trying to make everybody happy is going to be a tough task for Coach Frank.
I've kind of looked at it like, and you heard Brian Kelly say it there in the bite, that usually the veterans kind of emerge. So if you look at the 2 freshmen and Caleb Jackson, Trey Holly, if they maybe they redshirt, that might be, how it goes. You're still left with 6 dudes who have played a lot of football, JV. Is there a way to get that many guys involved in the offense at that position?
There's a will, there's a way, but I think that, the running back position is one of the very few positions other than quarterback that you got to get into a rhythm. Rotating a lot of guys, in and out, you're not getting the feel of the game. When guys do get their reps, they start to press and do some things that are unconventional to how they play the game. So the most, in my opinion, you want to find you 3 guys, that can actually get it done. And, everybody can run the ball, but you find those ones that have soft hands that can pass protect. Those will be the ones that'll step up and emerge. I think that'll be your guys.
Hey, go back to 03. Of course, you emerged and had the 1,000-yard season, but Joe Adai was on that team, and he had 114 rushing attempts that year. I'm looking at it right here. Ali Broussard had 85. Chiron was on that team, had 78 attempts. Barrington Edwards had 41. Matt Mock, of course, was a quarterback who ran a lot. He carried the ball 79 times. And then Skyler was used on a lot of jet sweeps and things like that. So when you it looks like a lot of guys got involved. What was it like in that season when you had all of you who did contribute in certain degrees, varying degrees?
Yeah, obviously, that season was a little bit unethical as far as, that position went because you had, Joe go down, then Chiron went down, and then Joe came back and Chiron came back. But, I kind of had, peered my head a little bit, and Allie started getting some touches as well. So it became, pretty easy, I think, for Coach Dooley and Nick to get that rotation going and making us all feel comfortable and needed. Joe spared me a lot. I remember in the SEC championship game and the national championship game, and so did Allie. So you find those, like I said, those 3 guys, obviously your jet sweeps, unless they plan on putting some other running backs in the hip position and letting them run in motion and do those different things. I just don't see it in the offense that we run right now. Now, obviously, you can always draw something up with the dirt and figure it out. I think Coach can do a good job of doing that. But just to get that rhythm going, I think guys, need at least 10 touches apiece, or more to get it going.
Hey, Justin Vincent's our guest. JV, at what point do you think that needs to be settled or that they have to have a really good handle on what that rotation is going to look like?
Oh, at least in the next 2 weeks. Prior to, I went out to practice yesterday, and I was up there visiting with Coach Frank, and, I said, yeah, I miss it a little bit, but I do not envy what you're doing right now because you have a hard decision to make. Obviously, Joshua Williams is going to get his touches. John Emery's going to get his touches. And finding that third guy, whether it's Noah Kane or Armani or or Trey or the two freshmen, and Caleb and Trey Holly. So you want to get them going. And also you got Logan Diggs who ran for 822 yards. So it's like kind of like, what do you do? I think either way, no matter how you slice it, I think we're going to be totally fine. And I'm comfortable with everybody. But I just think that you got to get guys into a rhythm if you want them to have some sort of success.
What stood out? You said you were at practice yesterday. You got to watch the guys run. I mean, we get to go. Brian Kelly's allowing us a ton of access, so we're getting to see him play a good bit as well. But when you watch him, what stands out among the guys?
Physicality, man. I think some of the guys are way bigger than what we were. I'm looking at Caleb Jackson yesterday. And geez Louise, he's huge.
He looks like a linebacker playing running back.
He does, man. He does. He's huge. I mean, hell, I think he's almost as big as Perkins. So he's put together, and he has the speed to get things done. But as any running back who's ever played position will tell you, you got to be able to pass protect. If you can learn the pass protections, man, in that offense, I think you'll have success early. But like I said before, I'm good with either guy. I just want to see them get their fair share of touches and get comfortable, and then you can see those runs, those 10, 20-plus yards or more getting broke off and getting the fans excited. What
about pass catching and how that might fit and be a role for running backs in this group?
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. Soft hands is a must. That was one thing that Coach Frank always harped on, when I was over there on staff, is that we're looking for runners, but we also want guys who can do it all. The soft hands has always got to be a must because you're going to be involved. You're going to be that third or fourth option on just about every pass play unless you got a max protect. So you got to be able to go out there, get in your route, get open. When the ball does come to you, be able to catch it and secure it and do what you do. But, catching the ball, and I think, yesterday I watched two of the young guys stay after practice and catch some balls off the jug. So, I'm good either way. But being that total package back this day and age, you got to be that guy.
I got a couple more for you. I mean, look, you obviously played on a national championship team, and you've been around a lot of great teams. So what sort of elements do you look for in fall camp that would be indicators that a team is maybe something special brewing? And do you see any of that with this team?
Yeah, that cohesiveness, that competitive spirit. I was up in Pittsburgh last week visiting a family, and I heard about the fight and all this stuff. People were up in arms. Fighting is a good thing. You got to worry about the ones that don't fight. You like that competitive spirit. And those things, whether, people want to believe it or not, those type of things bring people together. Then I like what Coach Kelly does. He incorporates a lot of, those off days, that quality time, whether they're at the food maker, whether at the movies or they go to dinner, having those guys around each other and spending quality time and getting to know each other, those things matter. And just to see the camaraderie, somebody falls down, picking them up, good job, I'm coming back at you next, all that talkative stuff that sports is about. I saw it yesterday.
Who was the fight instigator in 2003?
Ooh, man, we had a bunch of them. I mean, it's funny. It's funny you brought that up because I'm in a big 2003 national championship thread right now because this year is our 20-year reunion.
Yeah, and
we're going to celebrate the Florida game. We were just talking about it the other day. Between Bryce White and Marquise Hill and Lionel Turner, as calm as he is, if you see him out in public, he used to want to square it up all the time too. Now, Dorsett Buckles, the head coach at Hammond High, he used to like to fight too now.
Dorsett Buckles. Dude, these are names I hadn't heard in so long, man.
Yeah, dudes like to get after it, man, and that was something we always did, and we hung out with each other, and I think instantly you can tell from groups, and obviously I don't know yet because I haven't been around them that much, but those guys will know, when things start going and the bullets get hot and then get some live action, they're not banging on each other, they'll know what they have.
He is Justin Vincent. I'm sorry, JV. I think the phone cut out. Do you have something else?
No. That was it.
Justin Vincent, former Tiger grade, of course, working now with TAF. So, want to donate your money? Call JV over at TAF. How about that?
Yeah, come see me. Come see me. We are definitely being innovative in what we do over here. We're trying to raise these philanthropic funds for our student athletes and point them in the right direction as far as facility goes and academic services and anything that we can provide to make their 4 years here a remarkable one.
JV, I'm glad you said that. Real quick, someone asked me today, and I don't know the answer. What are they building on the back of the ops building in between ops and the field? What's that metal frame that they're building?
Yeah, so this is Coach Kelly's baby, man. He wanted something. Our training room. Obviously, everything in that building got a revamp in 19, but the training room space is still staying the same size. We had a lot of recovery equipment in there that that was kind of on top of each other. They're going to go out and up. They're going to put a sleep center in there. There'll be a barber shop. There'll be some different things. A lot of recovery space as far as, cryotherapy and whatnot. So, usually when guys have to do that now, not just guys and girls have to do that now from other sports, they go different places around town. Now it'll be a one-stop shop and everybody can come in there and get the same treatment.
Awesome.
And that's something that he had at other places he's been, and this is what he wanted, so this is what he's going to get.
Awesome. Yeah, man, I was you could see in all the practice video, there's the big metal frame of the structure going up, and I pass it every day, and I've never stopped to go like, what are they doing there? But no, I definitely appreciate the insight to it, man. Definitely forward thinking. All the I's dotted and the T's crossed. All right, Justin Vincent, former Tiger great, man. It's always great to chat. Good seeing you earlier today, man. We'll visit soon.
Definitely, man. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.